All right, so I would like to start this off by talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. For those of you that don't know, over the last couple of, I think, 12 to 24 hours, Kyle Rittenhouse has gone missing. He violated his bail or bond agreement, and so this is a very problematic situation. Now, we know that celebrities and a lot of right-wing companies funneled money into his $2 million bond, right? Now, of course, Kyle Rittenhouse is a kid, and he's white, so yeah, we'll give him bond. There's a lot of people that were arrested in Black Lives Matter demonstrations that have no bond, right? That are just in jail, held, and then they're probably not even going to be found guilty by a jury. So they're just held there because they're black, basically. So I want you to understand this. They paid for his bond, so he got released, and then he went to a bar, drank beer, and had a bunch of grown men with beards sing to him on their knees. I covered this a couple weeks ago. He was caught in a bar, flashing white power symbols, drinking beer, and having grown men and the Proud Boys on their hands and knees and singing to him. Very bizarre stuff. So then, of the last, little bit of time, he's just gone missing. Can't find him. Oops, right? So, let's read. Kyle Rittenhouse, the teenager accused of fatally shooting 2 men and wounding a third during the Jacob Blake protests in August, is under further scrutiny by authorities that could lead to his return to jail. Wisconsin prosecutors Wednesday asked to issue an arrest warrant for Rittenhouse, stating that he violated his bail agreement by not disclosing his address after his release. Rittenhouse's legal team has countered with the need to keep his location secret due to the claims of death threats against him. Again, you can give the courts an address without that address being fully public info, right? So that's, it doesn't mean anything. Much attention has been directed at Rittenhouse's case proceedings, particularly as a cause célèbre among white right-wing circles. His supporters welcomed the news on November 20th that he left jail after an apparent fundraising effort met $2 million, the $2 million required. Now, where he awaits trial is in question. How the case is developed. Rittenhouse faces allegations, blah, 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 already know that. Rittenhouse left the scene shortly after, on August 30th, extradited from Illinois to Wisconsin. The following week, his bond was set at $2 million. Rittenhouse was released on November 20th after the $2 million bail was posted by Lynn Wood. Blah, blah, blah. Hashtag fight back. Reminder, they refer to Kyle Rittenhouse as, quote, the Kenosha Kid. And Lynn Wood, his lawyer, who, by the way, was a big pro-Trump conspiracy guy, was saying how that the gunfire in Kenosha was similar to the shot heard round the world that began the American Revolution. So he was saying that Kyle Rittenhouse is like a 1776 patriot, and that what he did is not only justified and righteous, but is the start of a war or a second revolution. So you have to understand this. On December 3rd, Rittenhouse attended a preliminary hearing remotely via video conference with Mark Richards as attorney. Richards accused prosecutors during the hearing of presenting a one-sided, stilted view of events that night. The court determined that Rittenhouse would stand trial. At a January 5th arraignment, Rittenhouse pleaded not guilty to 2 felony counts of homicide and a felony count of attempted homicide, among other charges. He attended virtually on Zoom. So, let me read through that directly at the bartender. In Wisconsin, it is legal to drink under the age of 21 with parental consent. Obviously, this guy's parents are failures. Prosecutors asked that Rittenhouse be prohibited from possessing or consuming alcohol or being in any establishment that serves it. They also requested that Rittenhouse be prohibited from publicly displaying symbols and gestures that are associated with violent white supremacist groups and from associating with known members of the groups, particularly the Proud Boys. Attorney Richards stating in a filing that Rittenhouse has never been a member of the groups listed and did not object to the new conditions regarding alcohol, white supremacist hand signs, and group affiliations. The latest developments Wednesday have prosecutors petitioning for an arrest warrant for Rittenhouse, as stated in a court motion that he violated the conditions of his bond by failing to update his address and writing with the court within 48 hours of moving. A bond increase of $200,000 is also being pursued. Attorney John Pierce, who was part of Rittenhouse's defense team until mid-January, signed an affidavit filed Wednesday saying that due to numerous death threats, arrangements were made for the Rittenhouse family to reside at a safe house in an unidentified location once bail was posted. Rittenhouse is due back in court on March 10th, with jury selection set to begin in March 29th. So again, the guy's just missing as of this current moment. We don't really know where he is. So let's get a full timeline of events in basic English. So the guy goes to a protest, illegally purchases a gun from grown adults. He uses that illegally purchased gun by grown adults to murder people in a state that he does not live in a city that he should not have been in at that moment in time. So those are the facts of the scenario. So then he went to jail, got $2 million raised by far right-wing celebrities and companies. And then after he got his $2 million bail, he went to a bar, had grown men sing on their hands and knees praising him, right? While he drank beer with his failure of a mother. And then he just disappeared, fell off the face of the earth. Now, again, is it possible that he's trying to run away? Maybe. If I were 18 years old and I knew that the rest of my life would be spent in jail and I had an opportunity to flee the country, maybe. But as of this moment, they're claiming that, oh, no, we're fine. We're not running away. We just forgot to update our address. Huh. Interesting. So we'll see how this develops. But of course, this guy, bad news. Bad news.